All right, so I'm at my homestead and I thought I had done something pretty clever and maybe really unique, but it turns out that it's just not done very often in the United States, at least not under its common name in permaculture nomenclature. So I'm gonna walk down here and show you what I'm working on or what I've done and how it works. So you can see I have my helper here, and this back here is what is called the stone line. So it's often used in Africa, so especially sub-Saharan Africa, to basically stop erosion or slow erosion as well as catch that material. And I'm using it for a similar purpose, but I've got my chicken coop and run up here. So this is my chicken coop and run area. You can see the coop over here, the run over here. I do all of my composting in this area. So everything from the garden, lawn clippings, anything that's going to be, can break down into compost for me. Wood chips, I fill this area with wood chips to keep smells down. And then the chickens can dig down in here. And because of the stone line and being able to hold the wood chips within this space, it starts to get deeper and deeper. And that stone line that you can see down there has helped me do that. So here's how this works. You can see that this is a pretty steep hill. It's a little tough to tell on camera, but if I just get down a little bit, that entire hill disappears. So you can get a little bit of an idea for how steep that is. So you can see how much slope I have here coming down from the chicken coop. What was originally happening was I would have chickens scratching and kicking in this area, and all that material would end up, anything that got outside of the fence or during a hard rain would end up washing down into the neighbor's property. You can see that woods line down there is the neighbor's property. So by putting up this stone line, and you can see it, you can see how it curves a bit. That's just following contour along here. And so now whenever the chickens kick this material out, that material gets stuck behind these rocks. And then the rocks, as the water washes down, the stones allow the water to flow out to the edges instead of following one path. Because I have a path right through here where most of the water used to flow. And by putting up the stone line, that spread out the flow of the water. The other thing that I can do is that as this stone line fills up behind it, which you can see it's filled up almost entirely behind the stone line, I can set back a few more, like set stones on top of this, but back just a little bit. So I create a retaining wall along this line. So I can keep building that up. And then I'm going to keep building up material behind it from my chicken coop and run area. And it's basically just flat stones stacked next to each other without mortar in a line on contour. So the on contour part is important. It doesn't have to be exactly on contour, but it needs to be close to level all the way across. And so this system actually curves with the hillside here. And what it's doing is it's catching all that debris. So when the wood chips and grass clippings and everything else from the chicken coop and run would run this way, they hit these stones, and then the water would then wash either direction, spread out, slow down, soak in, and then eventually that debris built up behind those stones. And now I have a flat terrace below and around my chicken coop and run system, and now my fertility from there no longer runs away. I could, in theory, do another stone line right here along that contour line, not very far down, allow that to build up essentially to where I have a tree planted there, and then I'd have another flat terrace. And in theory, I could just keep doing that down this hill. All right, so if any of you were wondering what I was meaning by on contour, I'm going to give you a really helpful visual explanation of contour. You can see this map that I'm looking at. This is a traditional topographical or contour map, and you can see this area here. Each of these yellow lines follows the contour of the hills. So if I take this and show you in 3D, you can see the high points on the hill, and you can see how these lines of contour follow level all the way across the entire property. So that's what I mean by when I say on contour. And if you're building a stone line, what you're going to do is you're going to find that contour, and you're just going to follow along the contour line. I'm actually going to include a link in the description to a video where I show how to find the contour line on your own property. There's a few different ways to do it. But the idea here is water is going to run at 90 degrees perpendicular from contour. So imagine the contour as a line, perpendicular or 90 degrees from that is how water is going to run. So water is going to run this way from the line down into the central point. And what we're doing with a stone line, much like a swale or gabion wall, is we're going to basically interrupt that water flow down to that central consolidation point. And so if it's coming this way and I put a stone line right here, that water is going to spread out across this space and flow down from either the ends or, in the case of a stone line, probably throughout the entire area. But it's going to spread that water out for me, which reduces erosion. It captures all the potential fertility. You can even use it by putting, let's say we put this stone line up here and I put wood chips behind it. Now I've got a lot of potential fungal growth, and I can mitigate. Let's say there was a farmer's field up here that was using pesticides and herbicides and things. If I put a stone line and then it fills up with leaves, or I put wood chips behind it or other organic material that will break down with fungus, that fungus will then be essentially a biological filter. And so as that water slows down, spreads out, soaks in, it's being biologically filtered through that system. And I can even add in things like biochar. There's so much you can do with stone lines. I think that they are a wildly underutilized resource. And hopefully now that you know the name, you can start looking them up and seeing what else you can do with these systems.